Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today we continue our series, and this one we're going to call You Strike Out at Home Plate. If you haven't figured that out, that's a baseball reference, and that's exactly right. When you play baseball and you strike out, you're standing at home plate. But what we're talking about today is a local sports bar and restaurant here in Springfield called Home Plate. Now, I have to tell you up front, I felt really bad for this place. First off, it's on the west side. It's a beautiful building. They spent a ton of money on this place. It's a beautiful interior, exterior. It's in a great location. And right after they opened, COVID hit and they shut them down. I felt bad for those owners. I really did. So the first opportunity I got, me and a couple of buddies, actually a buddy and my son, we went there to support them. And the first time we went, we sat at the bar and I ordered the largest pizza I could. They weren't going to eat it with just me, but we were there to help. We weren't there to get a value. So I ordered the largest taco pizza I could. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely awesome. I loved that pizza. And they ended up having a couple, but I took it home and I ate on that for a couple days. It was awesome. And like I said, we sat at the bar. Our service was awesome. And so the next time when my son came into town, we decided to go back and give it another go, as Mike says on his videos. For you mystery buffs, you'll know who I'm talking about, but anyway. So we were going to meet there on a Saturday night, and I was going to go there directly after work, and then they would join me. So I get there, and I sat down. Now, the place where I sat was right in front of the bar. I sat at a table, and the place was, I wouldn't say busy, I would say they were steady. And there was waitresses running all over the dang place. Okay? Now, to their credit, they had one bartender there, and she was fixing the drinks for everybody. She was busy, I get it. But like I said, lots of waitresses running around. So I walked in and sat down. Oh, and they have a person at the door that is kind of the person who directs traffic. She's 10 feet from where I'm sitting. She's looking directly at me most of the time because of where I'm sitting. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for a waitress to come over and say, what can I get for you? Something. So while I'm waiting, I decided to text my son and said, hey, I'm here. I got us a table whenever you get here. And then I said, also, I'm going to order a taco pizza for us to eat. So, nobody comes to my table. And I'm thinking, why are these girls running all over the place, back and forth and back and forth and up and down and back and forth, and nobody is stopping here? And then I looked around and I realized I'm probably the oldest person in the bar. And I thought, oh no, really? So finally, when I figured that out, I got kind of pushy. And I went and I got a waitress, and she acted really irritated with me. And I told her what I wanted as a drink. And so she placed the order. And I watched the bartender make it, and I watched her set it on the counter, and I watched my waitress go up there 8 or 10 times. Never grabbed that drink. It sat there. So finally I got up, I walked over to the bar, to the waitress station, and picked up my drink and took it to my table. Well, needless to say, by the time I got to it, it was watered down. Now, I have a very good palate, okay? I ordered top shelf vodka. She gave me well vodka. And it was watered down. It tasted like sour water. So I just sat there, and now I'm irritated. She never stops by. She never says, hey, sorry, I forgot about your drink. Nothing. So then I thought, well, maybe I'm just imagining things. So a couple of minutes, now I've been here, 20 minutes, 25 minutes at this point. Finally, my son comes in. He no sooner sits down than I've got 2 women at my table. So one of them took his drink order and they left. And I asked him, I said, here, drink this, tell me what you think. He said, yeah. I said, would you believe that's top shelf vodka? He said, you want me to get it fixed? I said, well, yeah. So all he did was turn around, and that girl was right there. And he said, this thing is watered down. Can you get another one? Now I'm seated so I can see the bartender. So the girl takes the drink up, talks to the bartender for a second. The bartender snatches it up off the bar, throws the stuff in the sink, takes the glass, rinses it out, and now she gets the top shelf vodka because I'm watching her. Makes the drink, sits it on the thing, and as soon as it hits that bar, it's in my table. Age discrimination? I think so. So anyway, when the girl brings my son's drink, by this time my buddies joined us, and she brings our drinks, and she says, can I get you anything else? I said, yeah, why don't you bring, now I've forgotten all of that other stuff, okay? I said, why don't you bring me one of your taco pizzas, the largest you got? And I ordered some entrees too. So they brought the entrees, they were good. Brought the pizza, tasted terrible. Well, first off, when they brought it, it didn't look the same. The cheese was different. They used shredded cheese on the first one, and it looked great. This one they used like chopped cheese, and it's unbelievable, but it makes a huge difference. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to this pizza. I take a bite, and it's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. So I just let it sit there, and and my buddy says, why don't you send it back? I said, no, so they can spit on it? No, thank you. So anyway, a little bit later, my buddy knows the owner. So the owner comes over and joins us. And I never said a word about the drink or the service or the pizza, nothing. So my buddy says, hey, we got a little problem with this pizza. And he turns to me, and so I told him the story. And the owner says, well, I'm sorry about that. He said, we had to use a different sauce. It was more than the sauce. He said, and our distributor didn't have the cheese, so we had to use a substitute cheese. He says, I'm sorry about that. He said, why don't you let me take this pizza, and I'll take it off your bill, and I'll personally go make you a pizza that you can take home. And I said, no, I'm not. So he insisted, and I said, okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do. He said, I'll wait until the end of my shift. That way you can take it home and it'll be fresh. I said, okay. That sounds fair to me. So we sat there and we had a good time, and we chatted and visited and talked, and by the end of the night that guy brought me my pizza and I was happy. I walked out of there happy. Um, got home, it was late, so I put it in the fridge, and the next day at lunch I went in to get a piece of this pizza that I've been looking forward to now for 12 hours. And I took one bite, and it was, oh my gosh, this is worse than the one at the bar. So I ate like half a piece of it because I was starving, and I went in and threw the whole pizza right in the garbage, the whole thing. I was sick for 24 hours. I don't know what they did. I have no idea. I'm not even saying they did it intentionally. I think they did. But I don't know that. And I don't think that owner made that pizza. I think he told those guys or gals, whoever it was in the back, to make another pizza because they screwed up the first one. They got mad and did something to the pizza, and that's what made me sick. I think that's what happened. I don't know. Now, I have a rule about just about any business, and I've used this my whole life, and I'm going to use it with these guys. Okay? The rule is, if you make me unhappy in any way, I'm going to stay away for a while, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to figure your problem out, to work it out, and then I'm going to go back and try you again. And if it's good, I'll keep coming back. But if you haven't fixed the problem, then I'm done. I'm done. So for right here and for right now, I'm out. I'm out at home plate. I am out at a home plate. I am not out to hurt people. I'm not out to give anybody a bad name. I wanted this guy to do well. I wanted him to make right. But on the other hand, he made 2 pizzas and both of them sucked. His waitresses didn't come to me because I was old and they assumed I wouldn't tip. What they don't know is I'm a very big tipper. And we didn't go there to eat or drink. We went there to support a business. So we were going to spend money. Lots of money. But they didn't see money in me. So they ignored me, the whole staff. And then they fawned over my son because he looks like he's got money. None of that is acceptable. Now, and I said this in another video, why am I telling these stories on a money channel? Because when you go to pay money, even if you're going to support something, you deserve good value. If you're not getting decent, I'm not even saying good, but if you're not getting decent customer service, you're getting a terrible value for your money. I could have taken that $200 we spent there, and I could have gone to any other place in Springfield, and they would have been grateful to have an extra $200 plus a tip for the waitresses. Instead, I got 2 lousy pizzas and discriminated against because of my age. So I'm out at home plate for a while. And I will go back. And one of the things that people say is, well, it's the COVID. Maybe they were short-staffed. No, they weren't short-staffed. They had plenty of waitresses running around there. Plenty of them. And they weren't that busy. And even if they were short-staffed, here's what I have to say. I don't care. Staffs have been short since there have been staffs. If you're an owner or a manager, figure it out. Make it work. That's what owners and managers do. You take what you got and you make it work. That didn't work for me. We need to demand from our businesses good customer service. Something seems to have happened in our country where it's okay to crap on the customer. I'm sorry, that's not okay. And every single one of us that goes into every single business needs to use every single penny that we have to stand up and say, we're mad as hell and we're not taking it anymore. And if enough of us do that, somebody's going to start listening because their money's going to stop flowing in. And when they figure it out, then customer service will come back. And that's where we want to be. Insist on good customer service and vote with your money. Vote with your pocketbook. If you're not getting good customer service, first go to the supervisor and the people in charge. And if you don't get satisfaction, don't go back. Well, that's all I wanted to say today. You strike out at home plate. You guys have a great, great week and happy investing.